Hello everybody and welcome to Red 2 Chatter, the show about everything Star Wars. I'm Dallin, this is Jay, and this is Ryan, and that is the best intro I've done in a while. So, let's not roll off any of the steam, let's just head straight into the news for today.
So, news around the galaxy.
Yeah.
Alright, what do we have up first?
Is the Han Solo film.
I totally
Untitled Han Solo film.
I totally called it
right
last week.
Yeah, we called it on the last show.
It was going to be Solo, a Star Wars
story. Yeah,
which is fine. I mean, I would have liked to have a little more creativity, but
Smuggler, I don't know, something. But Solo's fine.
Han Solo or a smuggler's tale?
It's iconic.
I don't know.
You know right away who this movie's going to be about with that title. You also, it's just a title.
Yeah, it's just a title.
It's not going to make or break the movie, so...
Yeah.
No, there's been some really good movies that have had horrid titles out there, so...
Right.
I do like, though, how he had... When Ron Howard showed us a little plaque that had the name on it, it was in the old school Star Wars look to it.
Had that,
the rectangle and the title.
The Empire Strikes Back logo, basically.
Yeah.
Yep, and the words were... Solo was at an angle instead of, flat or straight across. Yeah, it looked good.
The classic yellow.
Right.
Yeah.
The classic yellow that everybody loves. Associates with Star Wars movies.
So for us, it wasn't a big surprise, the name of the movie.
No.
It's kind of like, okay, we called that.
And do you think that this is the end of Ron Howard's tweeting?
I don't think
days?
so. I think you're going to get a few more.
Yeah, I think we'll get some...
I don't think you're not going to get anything from set because they're not shooting anymore. But
right, but you might get stuff from the editing room.
You might get
where
some
they're at now.
Yeah, they might get some stuff from the editing room. What would really be cool is, I don't know if Twitter can do that. Can it do sound?
Yeah.
It'd be cool if you could tweet out some sounds. Not in with
he could just do a black screen and take a video and then do a sound or something.
Yeah, even if it's just some
special effects.
Special effects sounds. It's not even dialogue, just some sounds.
Yeah.
That'd be another way to maybe even step it up even a little more than what he's already done.
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool. That would be pretty cool. Alright, so next we have
J.J. Abrams. Gives us a little insight on episode 9, I guess.
Yeah.
And, we're already starting to hear about episode 9 now that we know that J.J. Abrams is going to direct it. He basically just talks about how he wants to bring it sort of full circle and how he really wants to link the prequels and the original trilogy
and the sequel trilogy
into episode 9. There's going to be some definite links.
That's a lot
of stuff.
Work, right?
That's a lot of stuff.
It's what types of things? I mean, would something as simple as an Anakin Force Ghost be enough? Or, one of our next stories coming up about Finn is, and we'll talk about that later.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah,
is that enough? If that happened to be true,
that's one you could do because you could still use Hayden Christensen to do the part of Anakin Force Ghost.
The revelation of Snoke, maybe he was someone we knew back in the prequels.
Maybe.
What? Here, since you said Snoke, I have a little theory.
A little theory.
Well, I guess a theory. A little prediction. What if Snoke is the first student Luke taught? Now, even though he's older.
Yeah.
Because Luke didn't necessarily you're too young to begin the training. Maybe he didn't go that route.
Okay.
Maybe he's just found the first Force-sensitive person he found.
Mm.
Maybe he's an older gentleman.
Hey, maybe.
And maybe he's I can train you. And you're good with you understand the Force, but I can train you to be a Jedi.
Yeah.
And so maybe he started to train Snoke, and then that's how Snoke was able to manipulate Kylo's Ben Solo so easily, because he was already there and they were together. And maybe that's who he's talking about, is the raw power that he's seen before didn't scare him enough.
Maybe
it was Snoke and not Kylo.
Could be.
I mean, just throwing that out there.
Yeah.
Maybe that's how they can get Kylo's back, or Snoke's backstory.
That brings up a good question. Another good question. Do Do you think that we'll get to see Snoke wield a lightsaber, or do you think he'll be like the Emperor, where because the Emperor hated lightsabers? It's revealed.
He wielded one in the...
But he really only wielded it as a last resort most of the time. Most of the time, it was his Force lightning, or choking, or whatever.
He definitely preferred using the Force over using his lightsaber.
Because he saw, at least from some of... I know this is Legends, but it made sense in Legends. He saw the lightsaber as the tool of the Jedi, while the Force is the tool of the Sith. That's what he kind of saw it as. And because he thought that basically he kept having Darth Vader use the lightsaber, not only because he was good with it, but he thought of it as kind of a mockery towards the Jedi, and seeing the Jedi as weak for needing these little sticks to kill each other.
I don't think we see Snoke ignite a lightsaber in Episode 8, but I wouldn't count out Episode 9.
No.
I don't even think we'll see Luke Skywalker ignite a lightsaber in Episode 8.
No.
I don't think so in The Last Jedi. I don't think
now,
we'll see it.
He could or he could not.
I think they're waiting for Episode 9.
He could or could not. And this is why I say that. Maybe the reason why we don't see his green lightsaber in the present is because what if Kylo Ren or someone, or Snoke or something, chopped it in half and destroyed it?
Maybe
like when they're in the destruction of the temple.
Yeah, maybe, I don't know.
And that's like why he's all laying down on the ground. It's because he lost his lightsaber.
Maybe.
That's one thing I thought.
I don't know that we'll see Luke ignite a lightsaber in...
I think if he does, it would just be at the very beginning where she hands it to him and he just lights it up and he undoes it and hands it back to her.
Yeah, but not his green one. Yeah, no, I can see him igniting the blue one to look at it.
Just to look at it.
Yeah.
But I don't think we'll see the green one in Episode 8. I think it'll be saved
you might see
for
it on
Episode 9.
If you do, it's just on his hip.
Yeah.
You won't see him ever pull it out.
With a Snoke and Luke battle will be the first time he has to ignite it.
That'd be pretty awesome, the Snoke and Luke battle.
Right.
I don't
know. Who knows?
The 7-foot tall guy. And
we always get into speculation.
Mark
Hamill. But, yeah, back to our story about J.J. Abrams. I'm not looking for... I'm looking forward to 9, but... Can we get 8 first? And maybe even Solo before we really start diving into 9?
All right, Solo's going to come so fast after 8.
Because it's... When is it? Next summer?
May.
Yeah, so yeah, we're going to... Yeah, that's going to...
I mean...
Be right
we just got the title. We're going to probably get a teaser trailer before Last Jedi comes out. So
I'm still saying Ragnarok. But
yeah,
not.
That could be. So they can crank that. Yeah, they can really start upping the Solo, like, just that trailer or the teaser trailer for like Thor Ragnarok and during the Last Jedi. But yeah, you're right. Episode 9 is still
it's always away, but not real.
2 years. Oh,
it's 2 years. 2 years and a couple months.
Yeah,
right. Because they're going back to
December.
They pushed it back to December
again, 2019,
which I'm fine with.
Oh yeah.
I like it coming.
Abrams all the time he needs,
Yeah, I like it coming in December because it gives me
don't rush it.
It's like I'm even more excited for Christmas.
Right. It's like getting 2 gifts. You get Christmas gifts and you get to go see Star Wars. All right, so we're going to the next topic. Laura Dern was on the Ellen DeGeneres show. We don't
plug that.
We don't want to plug Ellen.
Yeah, doesn't matter.
Anyway, she was on
whatever
the Ellen DeGeneres show and was just talking about Star Wars.
Yeah.
She has a few things to say, not a whole lot. Obviously, she's not going to spill a lot, but she had a lot of things to say about like how it made her feel like a kid, and and she was doing the like everybody does. If you wield a lightsaber, you make the If you shoot a a blaster, you go pew 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 pew.
Yeah, that's what Hayden Christensen had to do because when he was in Revenge of the Sith, I think it was, and he was like fighting Obi-Wan, he was making the sounds with his mouth, and Lucas had to come up to him and be like, Hayden, we'll put it in post in editing. You don't have to make the sounds.
I'm thinking Ryan Johnson had to say the same thing to Laura Dern, according to her comments.
Yeah.
But the more, interesting thing is, what do we think their role, like, I've learned a little bit about Amilyn Holdo, in the Leia novel.
Yeah.
She shows up in there.
She's supposed to be Leia's, like, old friend, isn't she?
Yeah. Well, they become friends in the novel.
Okay.
They start out... Amilyn is, this doesn't spoil Leia at all, but she is very weird. Like,
very
she's
quirky.
Strange... Like, she's obsessed with death.
Yeah.
Like, she's always, like, wondering, could we die over there? Hey, if we go down there, could we die? Hey, if that did happen, could we die? I mean, it's always, like...
Oh, she's more afraid of death?
No,
no, she's fascinated.
She's, she wants to face death, head on. Yeah, she's not, like, afraid of it.
She's kind of like a risk taker.
She's definitely a mystery so far of what her character's even gonna be.
Yeah, I've heard.
If it's not, maybe she can be a Mom Mothra type character where she doesn't have a lot of lines. And she's not.
Well, she is in she is in the political side of things because that's where she is with Leia in this novel. So she's sort of going through the same processes as Leia does.
She also has a blaster apparently in one scene.
Yeah, true.
Where she's shooting some people.
Well,
so
you would hope that your admirals know how to. And she's right. She's a what is she? What's
Vice
Admiral.
You'd hope your Vice Admiral does know how to fight.
Yeah,
and it's not just a political person.
Yeah, from what I hear, she's apparently super hyper, kind of, and very weird. Just a very odd person.
What's the odd girl in Harry Potter?
Luna Lovegood.
Yeah, a lot of people have that same parallel. Like they're
Luna Lovegood. Yeah, she is very similar.
Similar characters.
Huh.
Yeah.
So I'm just anxious not anxious maybe, but I'm just interested to see if she's matured at all, or if she still has some of that
the quirkiness. Within her.
Yeah.
I like that facial expression that she has in that picture. She kind of she does kind of have this childlike innocence look about her face,
Yeah.
Like what do you mean, like that
right.
That kind of
the planet she's from, I think it's Chandrila is what it's called, Chandrile, something like that. I think her purple hair, she changes her hair colors all the time. It's just something they do on that planet. It's part of their culture.
Just goes with whatever their wardrobe is. They kind of change the hair color to meet.
Kind of like how the Night Sisters shaved their heads.
So
made them bald.
I haven't finished Leia yet, but she's a very interesting character, and I can't wait to see her in this movie.
Yeah.
The trailers gave us nothing of her or friggin' Benicio del Toro's character.
Nope.
So we have no clue what they're going to be.
Or Rose.
Or
Paige.
Or,
we haven't seen any of them.
It's kind of weird. It's kind of strange that they didn't have any of that in the trailers at all.
All right. So we got another fan theory. And this one... we sort of alluded to this earlier, but people are saying that Finn could possibly be related to Mace Windu. I mean, I hope not. That's me. I hope he's not.
No, yeah, me too. I hope he's just a new character, not related to anybody, like Poe is.
Right.
He's just a new character, not related to anybody. Like Rey is. New character, not related to anybody.
We have to have some relations.
You have to go there somewhere.
That's Kylo Ren with Han and Leia.
But, I mean...
That's your relationship.
Finn doesn't know. He was ripped away from his parents.
Yeah.
At a young age, never given a name. So, is it possible? Yeah, of course it's possible. It could be a great nephew of Mace Windu's.
Yeah, maybe Mace Windu had a brother
or a sister
or whatever.
Who had kids.
Who had kids.
Or kids who had kids.
Kids.
Right.
So great Uncle Windu.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
I guess it's possible, but
I just don't see why it would be important.
Why would you need to go there?
The problem with this article is that they say Finn shows Force sensitivity because he picks up a lightsaber. No, it hasn't.
It hasn't been confirmed.
No, it hasn't. Just because he picks up a lightsaber and fights with it doesn't mean he's Force sensitive.
No.
The Mandalorians pick up the black saber all the time, and they're not Force sensitive.
Well, Han wielded one to open up the Tauntaun. He's not Force sensitive. There's a whole
the
bunch
girl
of
steals Ahsoka's
and Clone Wars and uses it.
Right.
I mean, it takes her a while to figure out how to turn it on. Once she turns it on,
she can't find the button.
Yeah. You don't have to be force sensitive to wield a lightsaber.
No.
So that means nothing.
Oh, here's the biggest one. Was Grievous force sensitive?
sensitive. Yeah.
No.
He's pretty much a robot.
Yeah,
Right.
he was a cyborg.
So that's kind of like this article claims to say that
It's been confirmed
that Finn is force sensitive.
Because
I have
he
not
can
seen
use the lightsaber.
anything.
Pablo Hidalgo, get on this
Suggesting that.
website. Get on this website.
I haven't seen anything suggesting such a thing.
It's weird. It's a weird one.
Right. I just don't think it's necessary to have him be related to anybody.
No, and probably one of my least favorite characters, Mace Windu. I'd rather him not be related to that guy.
God, I'd rather him be related to Lando.
Yeah, Lando.
Lando's way cooler.
Lando's
Lando's one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
But Mace Windu,
I mean, if you want
he's always just a jerk.
He is.
That guy's an asshole.
But the problem
Sorry.
but at the end, you kind of wish that he lived, because if he would have just killed Palpatine, all of that would have been over.
Yeah, so try to arrest him. But then we wouldn't have all the movies.
This is true.
Right.
Can't do that.
So on our next bit of news, we have Vanessa Marshall, who voices Hera on Rebels.
Mm-hmm.
Gives a little interview sort of comparing Rebels to the final season of Rebels to Game of Thrones. Obviously not the gore and sex part of things.
Yeah.
I think more the way that the story is starting to play out.
Especially at the beginning here, where it's like the Mandalorians fighting Mandalorians, and it's just everybody's trying to take control of Mandalore.
Yeah. Where it's like, the fight for the Iron Throne,
Yeah.
Basically.
But instead, I think the parallel would be, the fight to form the rebellion.
See, now Game of Thrones type of story would work way better in the Old Republic, when there were kingdoms and such around.
Right.
At least in Legends, there were kingdoms and stuff around in the Old Republic.
And she also talks about how she doesn't really know how it ends, because
only Dave
Filoni and probably Pablo Hidalgo.
And a couple editors, I'm sure.
Kathleen Kennedy.
Knows how it ends, but...
Right, because they just go in and do their lines.
They don't even see the other actors.
And they don't even know at what point when they say those lines that takes place, really. They're just saying lines.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the strangest thing to me, is Dallin went to a con and was talking with, and guys were asking this, what's his name? He plays Q on the Next Generation.
And Discord on My Little Pony.
He plays Discord on My Little Pony. So they were asking him, what was it like to work with this
like
person,
Tabitha,
with this person?
blah, blah, blah.
And he's like, I'll go ahead and say it.
He's like, I don't even see them, he's like, I don't know these people.
He's just in a room by himself saying his lines. The other people aren't there responding to what he's saying.
No, he's just getting cues.
Yeah.
And then he just says his line.
Granted, there are some voice actors out there, such as Nolan North or Troy Baker. For example, if you have those two actors in one project, they will request to be in a room together to record their lines, because they work better off of each other. So there are some voice actors who they need another person in the room with them.
I think that takes place sometimes on Rebels,
where
they bring two or three together.
Like the back and forth, yeah.
Right. But when it's not necessary, I think they just bring them in
one at a
solo.
time.
Yeah.
You're just in a room by yourself saying your lines.
Yeah.
Right, just doing what you need to do. You don't even really know. You only know your part of the lines. You don't necessarily know anything else that's going on.
Mm-hmm.
You just get the direction from the director as to, setting the scene and what's happening and what you're supposed to be feeling.
Yeah, yeah.
And then you say your line.
Yeah.
That'd be hard to do.
Right, it would be so tough. So that's that for... That's
all
it.
that. And then we don't have any Toshi toy station any today.
Yeah, nothing really new has come out in the way of toys in the last little bit.
No.
Well, I did see on Yak Face that they were the final Rogue One they're still trickling out there. The final phase of
Ryan's face.
Oh my god!
The final phase of the Rogue One.
I've been trying to find those forever.
Galen Erso and some of the other ones.
Radis.
Yep. Admiral Radis.
I've been looking for those.
They're still trickling out there.
I don't believe them. I think they're lying.
Right. But if they are still trickling out there, it's because
they're not trickling them out here where I live.
It has to be like it could have been Entertainment Earth as well that they were trickling out to, and that's an online store. So
I don't buy online toys. I don't
so
buy my toys online.
It could have been there, but anyway, that's the only bit of toy news I really recall from the past week.
Yeah, and the only thing I found lately is the mini mystery minifigures. I finally found.
They have a Sideshow collectible of Jyn Erso.
Yes, quite a few. Actually, 2, I think.
2 different ones,
maybe
possibly.
even a quarter scale, not quarter scale, but a premium format one. They might have one of her there too.
I know they have 6 scale.
What's amazing is they have a K2SO that's full size. It's like 8 feet tall.
Yeah.
That wouldn't even fit in my house.
No.
That'd be cool to have, though. I'd like to have the full
Boba Fett?
Yep, the 1/1 scale Boba Fett.
I don't have that kind of money.
That'd be the ultimate for me. But I'd have to have the 1/1 scale Han and Carbonite too.
Yeah, because you'd have to have that to go with it. Full size scale.
I still want my coffee table.
All right, so we'll get on to gaming with Gamorreans. We do have a couple things.
We'll start with the good news.
Yeah, we'll start with it's a good news, bad news day for gaming with Gamorreans. And we will start with the good news first. We'll start with the trailer that came out. Updated trailer, I guess you'd say, for the Battlefront 2 campaign.
Gives us a little bit more.
There's more content in that. They show you more stuff.
Yeah.
You definitely get to see Iden Versio, like, sort of what she's going to be doing.
Yeah. Like, now, my prediction maybe is that her dad doesn't want her to go and like try to wipe out the rest of the rebellion. Maybe his idea is like, let's sit back, gain more power, and then we'll freaking do this.
Maybe.
But maybe her going out and kind of being reckless is what ultimately is like the final nail in the coffin for the Empire.
Well, I think the final nail would be the First Order coming in and
well, it'd be kind of the split, like
taking over what little it was left of the Empire once the Republic was rebuilt.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
I just have to go back and read. Like, I've only read the first book of the trilogy, the Aftermath trilogy. So I need to read those other 2 books just so I get more context as to what happened immediately after the Battle of Endor.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll have to start reading those because I haven't read them yet.
But I like Iden as a character so far through these trailers.
Yeah.
I like how she's really, like, strong and just, like, taking no nonsense from anybody. And I'm excited to see, like, what they do with it. I mean, one thing that would be kind of cool if they could do is kind of have a Republic Commando type of gameplay to the main storyline, where maybe there's some stealth missions thrown in there, where like you have to like go into this rebel base that's all the power's shut off, and you have to use your night vision to go through and basically find your way through it.
Yeah, I can't wait to see more. Like, we've seen like a lot of like trailer type stuff, but I want to see like actual
gameplay. Yeah. I mean, apparently you go to Naboo at some point.
Well, even then, what they have been showing you in gameplay, a lot of it's like the multiplayer fighting against each other stuff. I want to see the actual campaign,
single player campaign.
Yeah, to see what it's going to be
storyline.
Yeah.
So, I'm still gonna get it, and if I don't like it, I could just return it. Well, I'll just play the multiplayer and just not buy any of the loot boxes because it's stupid. Speaking of freaking stupid.
Okay, here comes the bad news, people.
Here comes the bad news.
EA shutting down Visceral Games and overhauling Star Wars game. Are you kidding me? You two just give your opinions on this real quick. I need some time.
I saw it, and it pissed me off, too, because this is the kind of games I like. I like the adventure games, not necessarily just the go run around, shoot 'em up games. I like the ones where you have to solve a puzzle to move on to the next thing, kind of like, is it Uncharted that's that way?
Yeah.
So you have to you get into a room, you got to figure out how to get out of the room.
The temple. Yeah.
So that kind of stuff's fun, and this is what I was hoping maybe that this game would be, and now
with
that
boss
they just
fights and yeah.
Now they pretty much just squashed it and have decided not to really do it or put it on the back burner.
Well, the word I don't like is overhauling.
Me either.
It would, they say that they're not getting rid of the game.
They're just changing it.
But they're overhauling the game. So what does that mean? Overhauling. I mean,
always online. I guarantee you, always online. Knowing EA and knowing how they always pick up trends from other game companies, such as Bungie, they would look at Bungie's Destiny and go, we should make it like that. An MMORPG where it's online only. It still has a storyline, but we're going to make it online only where you have to pay a freaking subscription just to play the game.
Oh, I guarantee you that's where they would go if they can. The subscription route, because that's how they make a lot of money.
Yeah.
I agree with you, though. EA, I hate that company.
Yeah,
it's like my least favorite gaming making company there out there. And unfortunately, one of my favorite games is owned by EA, and I have to pay them a freaking subscription every...
Ultima Online?
Yes, I still play Ultima Online. It's from like the 90s.
And they still MMO, have...
They got their hooks into it like maybe 10 or years ago or so.
Yeah.
And they just neglect that game. It pisses me off.
The funny thing is that some MMOs for example, there's an MMO called Aura Kingdom that was originally, paid subscription, right? But after the first 5 years that it was out, free. They put it out for free. It's free to play now. Yes, there's still some stuff that you can buy with real money, but those are mostly just cosmetics or something to make your character look cool.
I mean that's what, if you really want to do it, that's the way to do it, is let people play the game for free, but then maybe just certain cosmetic content you have to pay for, and people
or DLC.
People pay for it.
Yeah.
I don't like downloadable content either, though, and having to pay. I guess
unless
if it's brand new content, I guess it makes sense to have to pay for it.
Unless it's something like Uncharted does, where they give you a DLC with a whole new campaign to it. That's what Uncharted 4 did. They gave you a whole new campaign and storyline to play for DLC.
Right.
That was cool.
I mean, it's like it's
like a mini
back
game
in the day. The expansion packs, for games like Ultima Online.
Yeah, you had to go up and buy them.
You had to go buy them so you could
download it into your computer.
Right. You could go to the.
Oh, you still do that for Ultima Online. Right. You still have patches that come through. Right. It's all brand new content.
Yeah. So. Just.
But make you pay for the content is what you're saying. Like if you want a downloadable content instead of making you pay a monthly subscription.
Yeah. Yeah. Exactly.
I would agree with that. I'd rather do it that way, because at least then I can decide, okay, I don't want the new content. It doesn't sound like something I'd be interested in. I don't have to pay for it.
Yeah. And also, EA, you can still have multiplayer with this game. It might not be as good as Battlefront 2, but you could still have it and have a really good, long, single-player experience, because guess what? Uncharted has that. They have a multiplayer online versus mode, where it's you play as the characters from the storylines and stuff, and you pick up guns and you shoot each other. You collect treasures. There's different game modes like capture the flag and such. You can still have an online multiplayer thing to it. Just keep the campaign single player and linear. That's what we want.
That's what I enjoy.
Right. I miss the days of just, you go to the Walmart or Target and you buy your Halo for your Xbox, and then you take it home and you play it, and you just play the campaign. It's you put in the disc,
and then if you want to
play the campaign through
until it's done.
until you die, or until you get to a save point.
Yeah.
Or until you finish it.
You finish the level, and you
or
get
you
off.
finish the whole game, and then you go, you know what? I can put it up to the next
difficulty,
next difficulty level, and see if I can play it again.
Guess what? Guess what the DLC was for the next Halo game? Halo
2 was the download.
So you got another disc.
Yes.
And then Halo 3.
Right. And you put that one.
And then
I miss those days where
the only DLC that Halo 3 had was new multiplayer maps. That was it. Was like new multiplayer maps that you could play on in multiplayer. That was like the only DLC I remember from that game.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. I was just kind of disappointed that they put it pretty much on the back burner and are going to overhaul it to what I don't know.
Right, because I really thought Visceral had a great
idea,
game plan going forward.
Yeah, and this is the same thing that happened. It's just another. It's like Disney 1313. I mean, not Disney. Star Wars 1313, all over again. A great game with great potential. And then they just squandered.
They just scrap it.
Yeah, so it's just.
I agree with you. It's frustrating when you're looking forward to something and then it just totally gets. It's gone.
And have you guys heard of Dead Space?
No.
No? It's like this really popular, like, scary space game, right? Sci-fi space game that's horror. And that was Visceral's first, like, game, right? And that game did so well, and then EA said, okay, let's make Dead Space 2. And they're like, okay, fine. And then, so they put that in, and then they said, hey, let's make Dead Space 3. And Visceral was like, okay, let's make Dead Space 3. And then that's when they started putting microtransactions in. So, yeah, it's just... And it's been said multiple times that EA is the serial killer of game companies.
That's where games go to die.
Is EA.
Yes.
Because they have killed off Visceral. They've killed off Pandemic, which also made Star Wars games back in the day. It was they made the original Battlefront, the original 2 Battlefront games. And also they made... Republic Commando, and we're going to make Imperial Commando as well, until they died.
Oh no, yeah,
until they died.
EA just eats up other game companies, and then they just destroy them, and then they throw them in the waste bin. It's just there to do. That's how they do competition because they can't come up with new ideas.
The only game they really focus on, and they should just stick to, is Madden.
Madden.
Yeah,
it's the only game that they're good at.
That's like their little baby. I guess EA's little baby is
Madden.
Oh, yeah, nothing could touch that game, so they put all their
attention on that.
Right, all their chips into that game, and they're just like, well, we'll buy this one, we'll buy that company over there, and then we'll just let them.
Now my question,
then we don't fund them, and then they go away.
My question is it possible for Disney to just pull the plug and say, okay,
no more EA, and
go to someone else?
I'm sure they have a contract,
just go
but
back to LucasArts.
That's what I was saying. Lucas Games.
Oh yeah, Lucas Games.
Just revive that company.
I don't see why they couldn't. They probably couldn't get certain things away from EA unless they have a contract. It all gets legal after that. But anything new, they could feel. They don't have to give it to EA.
They don't have to sell anything.
They can go to someone else.
See, I think that they should do that. To be honest,
I think they should go somewhere else too.
Or at least branch off. Don't just be exclusively EA.
Yes.
EA can make Star Wars games, but give some other, game companies a try.
Right.
So,
or restart Lucas Games.
Like freaking a game by Bandai Namco would be amazing. A Star Wars game by those guys, because you could have so many awesome possibilities with that. So hopefully things will look brighter soon for Star Wars games.
Well, hopefully after Battlefront 2 comes out and they start, pushing this game more, maybe it'll be
better than we expect.
That we're expecting.
That'll be a first for EA. Alright, so I know that this was a short... Yeah, this was a pretty short episode.
Just wasn't a lot of news, really.
No,
it wasn't.
Not
too much this week.
No, and there wasn't really any extra chatter that we wanted to talk about.
There's one thing I wanted to mention, just so people out there know, is with the Star Wars getting into the comic book realm, if you're a huge Star Wars fan and you love to try to keep up with all the canon stuff, it's becoming very, very difficult because there's so much that they're putting out right now. I mean, I've been trying to like read the comics as they come out, but I can't keep up. There's so many of them, so I've been buying like the once they're all done with a certain like
trades.
Darth Maul's done. His like 10 or whatever it is, five issues is over. I just go buy and I buy the thicker book and read through it. But man, if you're like a nerd like me and try to keep up on all this stuff so you can like kill people at trivia, it's becoming harder and harder and harder to keep up.
Yeah,
and I don't want to. I'm not giving you any tips or anything on how to because I don't know except for go out there and read everything you can.
Have as much money.
Yeah, tons of money to go out there and buy all this stuff.
Have disposable income
and a lot of space to keep stuff because with the
a lot of time to read stuff
with the comic books out there now and the novels that they're starting to come out with, it's just coming difficult to keep up with everything that's happening in the Star Wars universe. There's just so much. I mean, we don't talk about the comic books very often. Like, there's new ones coming out. There's like
every day.
I'm sure if you went right now, we could find like 5 or 6 that just came out in the last 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
Right. Well, the Phasma one's fairly new. Yeah.
I'm reading through that one is pretty good.
I didn't even know there was one that was called Obi-Wan and Anakin. I picked it up the other day and I read it. And it's great. It's a great book. The pictures are awesome. The story is great. But, it's only about 5 comic books long. But I didn't even know it existed until I saw it. And so I picked it up and I bought it and I read it. And it was good. And I learned more about Anakin. Like, I don't know. Should I give it away of kind of what the story is? There's a point in the book where Anakin tells Obi-Wan he's done with the Order. I didn't know that. Like, the Jedi Order, he wants out. He doesn't want to... He's probably like at this point. This is like when he's younger. He's probably only 12 or 13 in this comic book, and he wants to.
So it's before Attack of the Clones.
Oh yeah, way before that. So it's in between Phantom Menace and Attack of the Clones, and he actually hands Obi-Wan his lightsaber, and I think it's Mace Windu that he's talking with. Says we can't let this happen, or it's dangerous to let this happen, or whatever.
Right, because they'll just be consumed by the.
So
be swept up by the dark side.
The person that put the idea in his head,
of course,
is Palpatine.
Yeah.
So there's so much more in these books. If you don't, it gives you so much more backstory
and
that you have no clue.
And lets you actually give a crap about Anakin.
Yeah, I mean, you feel sorry for him because he's like getting pulled by the Jedi's this way and by Palpatine that way, and he actually quits or wants to, when Anakin and Obi-Wan takes his lightsaber from him, but then they send him on this one more mission together, and then they go to this mission, and at the end he wants his lightsaber back, and he wants to stay in the Order, but it's just there's so much content.
It makes that line that Anakin delivers to Ahsoka as Ahsoka's leaving the Jedi Order. Lord, I understand more than anyone, and then
why you would want to
leave. She wants to leave. Yeah.
And Ahsoka says, "Yes, I know." Like she knows what.
Maybe she knew that story.
Maybe he had told her that story.
Yeah, maybe he told her like once at
one time I thought about quitting.
So it's just I was just thinking about it when I was reading that. It's like there's so much more content out there now because of the comic books, really, that it's hard to keep up with everything that's going on.
Yeah. The novels are just coming fast and furious.
Yeah.
I read so slow. It's just hard for me to keep. I can't keep up.
So do I. I'm not a fast reader. I just read every day.
I'm a fast reader, but the problem is I just don't read that much. Like I have specific times when I'm in a mood to read a comic or a book or whatever. So that's why I get left behind in the dust.
I get left behind because I can't afford it, for one thing. And I just can't keep up with it. There's so much
time.
Yeah, the time factor, too.
I work.
I work, and I do other stuff.
Yeah, I have other things going on. And then, I'm preparing for this all week.
Yeah.
I go to bed, and I'm like, I just want to sleep. That's usually, my time to read is right before I go to sleep.
That's when I read, and that puts me to sleep. Right. I can usually get through a chapter of a book before I fall asleep.
Right.
Oh, man, for Phasma, I had to power through that
one.
Well,
the comic book that Obi-Wan... it took me 2 days to read because I started to fall asleep reading it. I'm like, I'm not going to remember what I'm reading. Put this away. Read it, finish it tomorrow.
I hate that.
So do I.
I hate when you read.
I can do.
I hate when you read a whole page and you're like, "What the hell did I just?"
Yeah,
read?
yeah, I've done that before.
Like it's time to just close the book.
Because like you're thinking about other things.
You're thinking about
and it's
sleep.
just like and it's just going into the back of your brain. I had to do that once for Phasma because I marathoned that book twice in a row, and it was like daybreak by the time I was finished with it.
You're like,
and so like there was a part at like one of the final chapters, and it was like a really important scene, and I was just reading it, and then I flipped over to the next page, and then like my brain suddenly focused back in, and one of the characters said something about something that happened on the last page. I'm like, wait a minute, what?
Yeah, start flipping back. Like, what I miss?
Right, yeah. Your brain just turns off. You're reading the words, but you're not comprehending anything.
Yeah, so
I hate when that happens.
I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, just how difficult it is, especially because I like to go like at cons, maybe go to the trivia. You know, a lot of times I'll have Star Wars trivia, and nowadays it's so hard to keep up with all this stuff. There's people out there that do.
Oh yeah.
I don't know how they do it. They know everything that happened in the Dark Horse comic stuff from way back in the day.
Right.
But they also know everything that's going on in these new comics. I just can't keep up because there's so many of them that are coming out.
Dash Star and Star Wars Explained.
I mean, I
swear those guys like are just comic crazy.
Yeah, I just looked and I didn't even realize that there was a Poe Dameron one that's been going for like 19 or 20. I knew they had one.
Yeah.
But I didn't know it was going for like 20 freaking books.
Right. Issues.
Yeah, issues. I'm like, man, I don't know anything about Poe. Whoever's read those comic books probably knows a lot about him now, but I don't know. Yeah. Well, I just know what's from the movie.
Don't know jack squat.
So, I just want to throw that out there. It's just getting difficult to keep up with everything.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thanks to the Marvel / Disney / Star Wars combination thing.
Right.
Because they're so productive and then just...
I mean, it's also getting harder and harder to stay away from...
spoilers.
Like, potential spoilers.
This is true.
Oh, yeah.
There are probably some... like news topics I just blatantly skipped because like I didn't want to read it and fearful of it being a spoiler.
Like for example, I'm sure that Finn one was kind of scary.
Oh yeah, I'm sure.
Yeah, for you a little bit when you were first
until I saw it was a fan theory. And I'm like, all right,
okay, it's okay.
I'm sure there's people that watch us and go, man, you guys aren't talking about everything. It's like we
don't want to.
We stay away from certain things because we don't want the spoilers.
Now, once Last Jedi comes out, I'm sure there will be a lot more news sections to do. Because then, by that point, it's all speculation about the Han Solo movie, a 9th movie,
right? Oh, yeah.
And such.
What's going to happen in the 9th movie? Because we just watched the 8th movie,
right? Yeah, exactly. Because those websites always have like 7 predictions for Episode 9 after watching Last Jedi. Yeah. They always do those.
Right. It's always the 10 things you missed.
Yeah, 10 things that you missed,
Easter eggs.
That's such an arrogant title. 10 things you missed. You missed.
You, the viewer.
Every single person but me. Only I saw this.
Yeah, I saw this. No.
They have those for the trailer. 10 things you missed about the trailer.
I'm like, I guarantee you, I probably saw every single thing that you saw in that.
Well, like that, but if you've ever looked at like some of those 10 things you missed about the trailer, it's like, did you Photoshop Darth Maul in up on the hillside? Yeah. That's not in a freaking trailer.
or
you Photoshop Kylo Ren up on the hillside above Rey.
Yeah, or they're like the things that you missed in the trailer. It's like the most blatantly obvious in your face things, and it's like, how did you miss that? How does anyone miss that?
I didn't miss that. I saw that.
Yeah.
Those sites are just blatant clickbait.
Yeah,
that's all it is. It's just
they just want you to get on there, and it works
because then you start clicking through other things that aren't even Star Wars related, and you don't even know what you're doing. It's like,
right?
Why do I need to know the 10 best places to eat in Iceland?
Know, it's
right.
like
but I need to know this.
It's like trailer reactions. Those get tons of views because they do so well, and people want to see what other people think. About that's why ours did so well
comparatively to the rest of our videos. Yes,
yeah,
that one's a rock star.
And I think we'll try to improve on how we do the Han Solo ones.
Yes,
and the next Jedi ones. We're gonna try to if we can find some. We're not computer geniuses here.
No.
We're novices at computers, really.
I'm probably the most experienced one here
by far. I don't even know how to run any of the stuff down. But we're gonna try to figure out how we can do picture-in-picture and maybe split screens and stuff like that.
I just need a new editing program. and that's about it.
All right, we'll pick one up one of these days, and we're gonna try to eventually get
a TV
screen back over here above Jay and
Phasma. Like right there.
So that we can put the pictures up there that we're talking about.
So you can at least see them somewhat.
Right.
If you squint and cock your head to the
it
side.
depends on if you're watching this on a little tiny phone.
If you're watching
you may not
this on a phone, right?
Yeah.
You have to zoom in maybe if that has that feature or not.
If you're watching this on a laptop or your
TV, you might be able to see it.
Most likely, if you get me a new editing program, I guarantee you they have the zoom. Because right now, let me tell you, this is working off, like, my editing skills work off a $0 budget. It's literally just Windows Movie Maker that I edit our videos on. So yeah,
it's definitely nothing spectacular. We don't have we ain't spending a bunch of money.
Yeah.
Nope.
I would love to get a green screen.
And so did I. I totally had another question to ask you guys, and I freaking totally forgot what it was. I mentioned it to our sister yesterday,
and you also
it was a great idea, and I told Dallin I got a great question, and then I'll wait. I'm not gonna tell him until we get to the. Then I totally forgot. No, I don't remember what it was. So.
Dang.
Maybe next week.
Maybe next week.
I have to see if Jordan can jar my memory.
Yeah.
Which is slipping, people. As I get older,
age will do that.
As I get older, it keeps getting worse and worse.
What?
Yeah, exactly.
I like this kind of hangout chatter that we did. Where we're just, talking. So, I hope that you guys enjoyed this 27th?
No.
28th?
25, 26, 27? Oh, it might be 27.
27.
27th? 27th.
I'll have to go look at show notes.
Sure. We'll go with 27th. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'll just dub over myself with the actual number.
25.
25.
28.
And just use, like, the Google Translate robot voice.
There you go.
So,
that'd be hilarious.
Please like, comment, and subscribe if you guys enjoyed. Jay, where can people find you?
You can find me on Instagram at jwilsonbydesign and on Twitter at jbird51.
I still don't do social media, so like I said, I'm not technical. I don't know how to do.
Technically educated.
I'm not technically savvy.
There you go. You can find me on YouTube as well, under Major Glitterix. The link down in the description below. Hello.
It was 27.
27. Okay, good. We were 20. You were right. And I do gaming videos. Fun news. I recently got to episode 100 on my Persona 5 playthrough. And I'm going to record that maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow night. But it's basically going to be the whole session unedited for all to see. And I go freaking long on those games, so it's going to be really interesting to see that. So basically a 100th episode special. Think of it like that. So, yeah, I hope that you guys all enjoyed, though, and we'll see you all next time. Bye!
Later, guys.